Senator Cruz, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate it, Senator Scott. Mr. Palladino, thank you for being here and testifying this afternoon. I'd like to ask you about the specifics of your testimony, and specifically two things you said in your written testimony back to back. You said that, quote, Algeria's counterterrorism successes also make it a critical pillar of stability in the region. Then in the very next paragraph you said, again I'm quoting, quote, we look to North African countries to provide critical support to ensuring terrorist activity in the Sahel does not spread. Now, I'm assuming that that somewhat opaque reference to terrorist activity in the Sahel is about the Polisario Front, though you didn't name the group. Iran is trying to turn the Polisario Front into the Houthis for West Africa, a proxy force capable of waging war to threaten regional stability and pressure U.S. partners whenever Iran wants leverage. The Polisario Front works with Iranian terrorist groups. It takes drones from the IRGC. It moves weapons and resources around the region, including to jihadists, and much more. I believe they should be designated as a terrorist group, and I've drafted a bill to do so if there is no change in their behavior. Before getting to any other questions, is that what you meant by, quote, terrorist activity in the Sahel? Were you talking about the Polisario Front?
It's an important question, Senator. Thank you. What I was referring to, well, what I would say in regards to the Polisario is President Trump has made clear his desire to achieve a lasting resolution to the problem in the Western Sahara, to that dispute. And as part of that, American policy currently is we're engaging all parties. And we're going to continue to pursue that for a lasting resolution, and we seek that because if we can get to that resolution, that is going to be our best shot at advancing peace and security, which will prevent further terrorist activity. Now, you mentioned designation, Senator, and I would just add, we're constantly assessing threats to the American homeland, and we have a process for that. It's something that we will continue to look at, and it, as the Secretary said, if we proceed, that will be grounded in the process and the evidence and the law. Thank you, Senator.
So I see that the opacity I referenced was not accidental, but was in fact deliberate, because in the full course of that answer, there was no direct indication that, yes, the terrorist activity in the Sahel is coming from the Polisario Front, and that is a significant blind spot in our counterterrorism posture. Do you assess right now that the Polisario Front poses a threat to U.S. interest in any sense, and if so, in what sense?
Senator, we are actively engaged. Senator, thank you, Senator. We're actively engaging all parties in the Western Sahara dispute in the interests of achieving a lasting and durable peace. That's the policy of the president, and we're seeking more time to continue to find a way to find common ground and to come to an agreement to stabilize the situation and allow there to be prosperity to follow based upon stability.
Well, I will say that answer was positively Shakespearean. It was full of sound and fury and yet signifying nothing. And by the way, I will say in terms of the president, I feel confident I've spent a lot more time with the president than you have, and he does not have any difficulty at all calling terrorists what they are. Mr. Borkert, let's see if we do any better with you. Iran has trained fighters from the Polisario Front, and Hezbollah has provided them with weapons. In your written testimony, you said that your bureau is working with North African countries to counter the threat from Iran and its proxies, and you specifically talked about groups tied to the IRGC and Hezbollah. You likewise did not specifically mention the Polisario Front. First of all, same question to you. When you talk about the threat posed to North African countries by Iran and its proxies, does that include the Polisario Front?
Senator, thank you for the question. We continue to monitor activities throughout North Africa. We continue to see if the IRGC and Hezbollah are their activities in that region and globally. And as we look at these activities, we will work with our partner countries in order to counter those threats and where possible, designate or encourage those countries to designate the IRGC, Hezbollah, and those terrorist groups.
So I have to say, it seems to me you turned to your colleague and said, hold my beer. It certainly, let me just ask a final question to both of you. Were both of you instructed in this testimony not to say anything negative about the Polisario Front? Because it sure seems like you were.
Senator, I'm just trying to explain what we're trying to do policy-wise.
That's a yes or no question. Were you?
No, I received no instructions to that effect, Senator.
Senator, I received no instructions to those effects either.
So you just decided to go down that road for the heck of it. Okay. Thank you.